Okay, boom, 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 boom. If that worked. Okay, I guess that works too. This probably doesn't. This might. Let's get rid of that. Boom, 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 boom. That works. What up, Josiah? Thank you, brother. Copy, 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 copy. X. Uh-oh, what did I break? Oh, I don't need to go out. That needs to go there. Top chat, all chat. Go here to here to here to here to here. What up, cat? Bam, 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 bam. That to that. There to there. All right, my bad. Okay, where are we at? Dang it. I used to be able to beatbox. Don't look at me. We got nothing but cakes for my dad's birthday. They're freaking good. Yep. Yeah, boy. Yeah, we're good. Don't worry, we got 6. Went in to get 2. My sister and mom came out with 6. Oops. Oops. Okay, let me send the Discord. I don't think that went out. Okay. You, me, share, Discord, live, YouTube, send. Yeah, they're good. They're good. So I used to do, years ago, I did IT work for them. I did their networking and their voice over IP phones for not the one that's right by my house, but up in above Atlanta. And so I know the owner and whatnot. And when I used to go in, she used to give me a carrot cake, one for my dad, and a chocolate one for me, a lemon one for my mom. So we got chocolate, lemon, carrot cake, another chocolate, a strawberry cream cheese, and I don't know what the 6th one was. But it was good. Did you see that they're next to the diabetes place? I think you saw that, Josiah. I think you commented on it. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if it's here. Oh, I didn't post it on there. Maybe I posted it on Discord. Did I not? Oh, I posted a video. I posted a video of it. Did I? No, maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Oh, after you're done getting yourself some nothing diabetes, then switch to Manjaro. Oh, after you're done getting yourself some nothing but cakes, you can stop right back on by and go to the diabetes studio.
Bam.
Oh,
yeah, isn't that crazy? Right next door to the Nothing Bundt Cakes is a diabetes studio. It's actually called the Diabetes Studio. Right next door to the Nothing Bundt Cakes. Nothing Bundt Cakes.
You can stop right back on by and go to the diabetes studio.
That's just so freaking crazy. Think about that. Capitalism, buddy. Capitalism, right? You walk out of the diabetes studio, you're trying to lose weight, you're all low in sugar, and you look over, and there it is. Just the smell. And there's a person right out front. Let me see if I got him. I don't think I showed. No, I didn't. I only showed I think I only showed you. Yeah, okay, there is. So there's a stand right there, and there's a woman right over here selling them right out front. So like, so this right here is the door to the diabetes studio, and this is the stand right there, just like 5 feet from the door. What up, Cheryl? The great state of Maine.
Oh, after you're done getting yourself some nothing but cakes.
What up, TW?
You can stop right back on by and go to the diabetes studio. Oh.
Boy, I tell you what, life is interesting. Life is interesting. I have to look into it, but I heard about this guy. Apparently, he went blind from something. I don't know all the details yet, so I'll have to look it up tonight after the stream. But apparently, he took DMT and then could see. That's crazy. I thought once you lost your sight, that was it. But we'll have to look into it. I'm gonna get that because I want to make sure I'm not being fooled. So I want to make sure I got my details straight. But I think it's also something interesting with the well, we'll talk about that tomorrow too. Anyway, Cheryl, you brought up something last stream to look into. I can't remember what it was. I didn't copy and paste it, but you mentioned something last stream. I think was it last stream? No, it wasn't last stream. What was it? Oh, you mentioned something last night, not last stream. Last night you mentioned something, and you said we should do a stream on it. Maybe it was aliens. I can't remember what it was. It was something like that. Oh, or was it the tunnels, the rich people's tunnels? Something like that. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, let's see. Okay, man in the woods.
Cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. Doctors stick a needle into KA's back to draw some of that fluid to send to a laboratory to test so that they can get some more information. When they looked at it, it was yellow and cloudy.
It's
not supposed to look like that. And when the lab results return, it shows that there's a huge amount of
I could have swore. You didn't say something yesterday about like a rich person dying and having a tunnel or something like that? I could have swore. Maybe it wasn't you. Oh, no, it was Blue Sky that said it last night. It was Blue Sky talking about somebody that's wife had hantavirus and here's the truth. Well, I have no Amazon account due to I don't hear that's the truth. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. The good news, I signed up for the new brother. That's no problem, brother. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's fine. That's brother. Hugs and kisses. Don't worry about it. Yes, Shayna, I remember you. Yes. So, yeah, it's okay. All right. I'll send it to. I'll send it to the number 4 person. Or no, what? I'll cycle it into the next one. That's fine, TW. No problem. That's okay. It's all right. Congratulations on winning, though, anyway. How are you, Shayna? Okay, let's see what's going on.
blood cells in it. These aren't supposed to be in the CSF. And this gives doctors
the
some
truth's
clues
always the
as
best.
to what's happening to him.
Shayna. It's right there, Shayna. I don't know if you can see your name from there. Probably not. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got it. It's under the W. It's under the W. Here, let me see if I can do this. It's right under the W. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here, right there. I don't know if if it focuses in on it or not. Here, yeah, you see it right there, Shayna? I don't know. Let me see if you can see it. Let me see if you can see it. It's right under the W. Let me get me out of the way. No, it's too hard to see. Shout out to 110th grade, best health website, better than vegan teacher. Yeah. sorry. All right. Yeah, I'll show you your name. You wackadoodle. Even though you don't show up anymore except to see your name, but fine, whatever. Whatever, I'm going to erase it after this. I'm going to cover it up with somebody else's name. Just to prove that I remember where it's at. Just to prove. Let's see if this works. Okay. Right there under the W. Right above Clem. I'm not gonna erase your name. I'm just joking with you. You'll always be there. You'll always be there, Shayna. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do now. Boom, 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 boom. Act like your dad. He sounds awesome.
5 years earlier, K.A. wasn't feeling well. He'd wake up every day and feel bloated. At first, his wife thought it was funny, and she started calling him sausage fingers. He noticed that he was gaining weight disproportionately to how little he was eating every day. And every time he'd use the bathroom, he'd notice a mass of foamy bubbles in the toilet. At a doctor's visit, his wife realized this wasn't funny anymore. K.A. had gained 40 pounds, but almost all of this was water. When the doctor squeezed his leg, it was like squeezing memory foam. This isn't supposed to happen. This kind of fluid overload is seen when someone's organs are failing. A blood test reveals two things. First, K.A.'s kidneys have shut down. They're not filtering his blood anymore. The bubbles in his urine are proteins that are just bypassing the kidneys. And his edema, the fluid buildup, is because his kidneys aren't removing wastes from his body anymore. The second is that K.A.'s immune system is attacking his kidneys. That's why they're shut down. The blood test finds that his white blood cells have created antibodies that specifically target his kidneys for destruction. If this keeps up, the damage done will be permanent. This is called membranous nephropathy. Nephro referring to kidney, opathy referring to disease, and membranous describing how the kidney looks under a microscope when the immune system is attacking it like this.
Looks rough.
Medicines can fix this. K.A. was given two. The first is a steroid. This is a general anti-inflammatory. It blunts the immune system, but it's not enough by itself. The second medicine goes into the white blood cells. It tells their genes to stop producing signal chemicals. This makes it so that the immune system can't communicate amongst itself. Both of these together should stop K.A.'s immune system from attacking his kidneys, allowing them to heal and enabling K.A. to live his normal life again. And things seemed to be okay. But 3 years later, there was more protein in his urine than ever before. His fluid overload is so severe now that his blood pressure is always high. Now it's severely impacting his heart. His kidney damage was getting worse. His immune system was still destroying his kidneys. 2 more medicines were given. One stops white blood cells from growing, stops them from functioning,
That
and
doesn't sound like
forces
a good
them to
idea.
destroy themselves. The second
King
medicine
Charles.
gets into the DNA of white blood cells and inserts chemical parts that completely invalidate the entire cell. Doctors aren't shutting down the production of signal chemicals anymore. They're depleting the white blood cells in his body. This is the last resort to save what's left of K.A.'s kidneys. He received a few doses of these medicines over 18 months, and his kidney function held steady. All of this was working, but something was still wrong.
What was wrong?
Hey, have a quick question.
Sure.
Have you learned a few things in this video so far?
I have.
If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you aren't subscribed yet to subscribe and come back to see the video that I post next month too. I make these videos for fun, and I do them because I genuinely like to. It's always one of the highlights of my day. I've published on average one a month every month since 2017, and I do these to teach how we think in medicine by telling stories of patient cases. I'm very thankful to have the opportunity to make these for you.
Got it.
Appreciate
All right,
you. 20 months after treatment, which is 4 months before he's presenting to the emergency room, K.A. went on a hiking trip with his wife. In the evenings, after they were done, he'd notice welts all over his arms and legs. They were itchy, sometimes painful. The trip was like this every day, but he was totally fine when he got home. A few weeks later, he started seeing flashing lights.
Police.
He thought maybe he hadn't gotten enough
Police.
sleep, but then a horrible pain emerged on the left side of his forehead. At the hospital, doctors did a brain MRI. Nothing was found. Everything was normal.
No brain?
His kidneys were healing, but blood tests suggested that he was
Nothing was
dehydrated.
found.
They gave him IV water. 2 days passed, and he got better. They sent him on his way, but very clearly, dehydration wasn't his problem. A week later, K.A. was back in the hospital because his speech was nonsensical. He was confused. He didn't know where he was. One kind of stroke is when a blood clot gets lodged into a blood vessel of the brain. This chokes off blood flow and starves that part of the brain
Pablo's
of
legs,
oxygen.
man.
There's just minutes before permanent damage settles in. When doctors did imaging of K.A.'s brain, it kind of looked like he was having a stroke, but it wasn't clear. It was borderline, but there was no time to wait. Medicine that immediately breaks blood clots by thinning the blood were given. It seemed to work. K.A.
He
got a
wasn't here
little bit better.
today's earlier stream, but I don't think I've seen him before either.
But he appeared to still have problems. It was hard for him to find the right words to say, and he was still confused. But by that hospital administration's metrics, he was good enough to go home. No more immediately life-threatening problems, so let's schedule you an appointment for follow-up. And he was on his way. As the weeks passed, K.A. started seeing floaters on his left side. He had to lay down in bed with an eye mask because light would make him feel like a hammer was smashing his skull. He had to wear earplugs because all sound would amplify and echo. At the ophthalmology eye doctor's office, K.A. was found to have eye inflammation. The left was worse than the right. The pattern and where the inflammation was inside the eye were very specific. And this was concerning. K.A. had a history of his immune system attacking his kidneys. If his eyes have inflammation, this could mean that it's attacking his eyes now. K.A. was given steroid eye drops. A mixed sedative, Tylenol, and caffeine combination pill were given for his headache. This calms down the brain, reduces inflammation, and constricts blood vessels going to the brain to limit excess blood flow that could cause headache. In over 2 weeks, K.A.'s pain went away. His vision improved. He didn't need to wear the eye mask anymore. But a week later, K.A. suddenly felt weak on the right side of his body.
I'll put Pablo on the wall now. Let me put Pablo on the wall. Pablo on the wall. Pablo on the wall. Me and Pablo. There we go. Now, I forgot to switch cameras. All right, cat. All right, cat. I'm back to tickle your toes. What up?
And the right side of his face was drooping. He could only slur his words. At the hospital, again.
What up, Sim?
Clinically,
How are
it
ya?
looked like he was having a stroke again, but brain imaging returned normal. No stroke. 2 days in the hospital passed. K.A. could speak normally again, so he was sent home. Nothing wrong was found. But over the next week, K.A.'s wife noticed that he would have staring spells. These would last just for a minute, but he would stop moving. His eyes would be wide open. He wouldn't blink. He wouldn't respond to anything. And after a minute, he'd snap out of it, and he couldn't remember anything that had happened over the last hour.
What up, Julio?
He started having a fever, and his episodes
Good.
of slurred
Good.
words would
Good.
return
Good.
every few hours. At the hospital, again. Brain imaging was normal. Blood test results were normal. Nothing looked wrong, but very clearly something was wrong. K.A. had gone to the same hospital 7 times in the last 4 months. The doctor this time remembered him from a previous visit. When he looked at the medical record, he realized that no one here ever found out why any of these things were happening to K.A. This doctor pulled K.A.'s wife aside and told her, there might be a better hospital, maybe you could say more adequately equipped, to figure out what's wrong. It's just on the other side of the city. And she agreed to the transfer, and he's brought to the emergency room where we are now. In this emergency room at the second hospital,
Happy Mother's
doctors
Day,
reevaluated
Sam.
K.A. All of his vitals were normal. He didn't look well. Muscles in his face had wasted away, indicating malnutrition. A mental status exam found that he couldn't name the days of the week backwards. He named a month and then said the days forward. When he was asked to remember 3 words, he could only remember 1 after 5 minutes. He said that 9 quarters was $4.25. His vision was blurry and he had trouble moving his eyes, but he knew where he was. He could say the word hospital sometimes. Other times, he'd stare off into the void as if he were trying to speak, but couldn't. Blood tests were normal. Urine and serum toxicology, negative. A brain MRI showed subtle changes, but it's not clear what any of this means. Given this information and K.A.'s past medical history, the overactive immune system attacking his kidneys, and the 4 immune-suppressing medicines that he was given, there's a few things that doctors want to do immediately. A lumbar puncture found lymphocytic pleocytosis. Pleo from Greek referring to a very large quantity, cyto meaning cell, and osis meaning a disorder, and lymphocyte being a particular type of white blood cell. A large quantity of white blood cells causing a disorder. This means that his immune system is trying to respond to something. Regardless of the fact that it was nuked by those 4 medicines, it looks like it's still responding potentially to an infection of his. His CSF was yellow and cloudy. It's not supposed to look like that. The problem is there's no telltale signs of which infection this is. It could be a virus, it could be bacteria, it could be both, it could be something different. Doctors come up with an early plan. Give K.A. an antiviral medicine. Give him 3 antibiotics and B vitamins just in case of neurodegeneration.
Now they're giving him. Look how long they waited into his decline before they start vitamins. It's got to change. It's got to change. They're trying. What up, single track? Long time, brother. Yeah, it's got to change. Well, so he went through he was in another hospital 7 times over the past 4 years, and they didn't find the problem. So now he's at a different hospital who's doing more.
Watch him in the hospital. Do this now because the infection can and will get worse in the coming days. In the meantime, they draw blood and order many different tests. Some of these tests will take days to return. An ophthalmologist examines his eyes. They saw that fluid was swelling into his optic nerves, connecting his brain to his eyes. The next day, doctors noticed that K.A.'s speech was slurred. None of his words made any sense. He would scream and cover his eyes until the lights were turned off and the window blinds were closed because he was so sensitive to light. On the second night at the hospital, K.A. was finally able to get a good night's sleep. And this is where the medical team was totally thrown off. The next day, hospital day 3, K.A. opened his eyes. He stood up, he stretched, and then he started walking around like nothing was wrong, like nothing had happened. He was calm and collected. Doctors asked him questions. He responded in full clarity, no problems. He could remember the 3 words after 5 minutes. He could name the days of the week backwards.
So what did they give him that did that quick of a reversal that the other hospital didn't? B vitamins. So we're asking what? Single track diaries. I'm taking. Oh, yeah. There you go. Sako would turn into the moon by wolf by half a moon, by the full moon. We're only a couple on the internet. I'm single in real life.
Orders is $2.25. And when they asked him what was going on through his mind the last few days, he said that he knew he was in the hospital because he wasn't feeling well, but he couldn't remember that doctors had asked him to do any of those things that he just did. One thing that he wanted doctors to know was that his vision started getting weird after he spent a lot of time outdoors, hiking with his wife, hunting with his colleagues. Every time he'd come back from these, he'd notice welts all over his arms and legs. He thought these may have been bug bites, but he wasn't sure. He had asked the other hospital about this, but they never found anything definitively.
Internet watcher?
But
what up,
is
Scott?
definitive is that K.A. appeared healthy suddenly, but his vision was still blurry. A repeat eye exam the following day found that only his left optic nerve was swollen and that the inside of his eyes looked markedly different, a big improvement from 2 days prior. And around this time,
vitamins.
the blood tests and CSF lab tests had returned.
I think he was the guy that was in the Ukraine. They were like, he was taking a break from behind front lines when he was in the stream. Yeah.
Screwed everything up. When he presented to the emergency room, he had meningoencephalitis. Meningo referring to the meninges, the membrane protecting the brain and the spinal cord, and cephal referring to the brain. Both his brain and the membranes surrounding it were inflamed. And words matter. Meningitis, the inflammation of the meninges, usually presents with headache, stiff neck, fever, but brain function is totally normal. KA's brain wasn't normal at presentation. Meningoencephalitis is meningitis with a brain that can't function, can't talk.
My website, moon 110thgrade.com. If you go to 110thgrade.com, it's linked in the chat. And then click on vitamins at the top. And then the B12 is all the way down at the bottom. If you click that, there'll be a link right there. Right there. So not really the tablets. Listen, Kat, I think, took that. Kat, you took the colostrum, right? I take this. I take collagen peptides. But colostrum has a lot of good stuff in it, but that's usually it's usually in too small of a dose to make a big difference. Taking proper amounts of B vitamins, D3 and K2 with something like a type 1 and a type 3 collagen, that basically fills out the mix. And then anything else that's left over from that, you can tune with like A and C. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Collagen peptides. It was all right. Yeah, 110thgrade.com. It should be linked in the chat. It should be pinned in the chat, 110thgrade.com. Thank you.
Can't respond appropriately, and visual changes with swollen nerves means that the brain and nervous tissue are inflamed, and this is what he had at presentation. And his condition rapidly improved once he came to this hospital and was started on antiviral medicine, 3 antibiotics, and B vitamins.
Colostrum is the clear liquid in breast milk. It's not calcium, it's breast milk. Yeah, the first milk from a mother cow, right? So the first milk, it's clear before it starts to run milky. It's a big boost of vitamins, but the problem is it's the pre-cum of the breast milk. Yes.
Vitamins. Doctors had written a problem list to match his symptoms, and they need to rule each one out in order to find out what's happening. The blood and CSF test results give them some direction. First, KA had an autoimmune problem, and this means 2 things. The first is that his immune system could be attacking more than just his kidneys. It could be attacking the blood vessels in his brain. That can cause problems that look like a stroke, which he had at the hospital a few weeks earlier. A blood test can find this, but that test was negative. So whatever it was that caused that stroke was something else. So this wasn't his problem. The second issue from autoimmunity stems from the latter 2 medicines that he was given for membranous nephropathy. When these shut down the immune system, it puts him at risk for rare infections. So if KA got better after being given 1 antiviral, 3 antibiotics, and B vitamins, and if he was predisposed to infection because of a prior illness, then this means that his meningoencephalitis is because of infection. But which infection? These medicines have side effects. You can't keep him indefinitely on all 5. And if you stop the right medicine too early, then you'll grow a medicine-resistant strain of the pathogen without knowing what caused this problem in the first place. But here's a big problem. When doctors tried to grow bacteria from his blood and CSF, nothing appeared. This could mean that his problem isn't bacteria, but it could also mean that it's a secret bacteria that can't be grown in a petri dish. Meningoencephalitis pathogens are only found at best 30 to 60% of the time. There's an actual chance that they're not going to be able to find what's wrong, but doctors still need to reason out what Ka doesn't have. Bug bites give the clue. Viruses. West Nile, from mosquitoes. Ka is in the northeastern United States. Lots of mosquitoes there. This can cause us problems, but antibodies in the CSF and viral RNA in the blood were negative, so he doesn't have this.
She's Cat, the
All
creator.
other mosquito-borne and tick-borne viruses local to the Northeast were tested for. They can cause similar neuroinvasive viral encephalitis, but all of these were negative. Shingles and herpes viruses can cause similar-looking illness involving eye and brain, but his brain MRI didn't have characteristic features of any of these. Blood and CSF tests for these sometimes aren't accurate. The inflammation in his eyes don't look like the patterns usually associated with these illnesses.
I know why, but it's still hard to understand how people can still believe it's conspiracy theories when it's on the news. Right, brother? Right, people. I'm just here watching the video, reading the chat. There you go. But Kat met another girl yesterday, and I don't know if she likes me. She keeps apping and talking to me.
And it's unlikely that the particular antiviral medicine that he got would have had an improvement this profound in such a short amount of time.
Right, it was the B vitamins.
While viral illness is not completely off the table, doctors look at all the possible bacterial species that could be the problem. Hospital labs can't grow every bacteria from blood and CSF samples. Some that cause problems aren't easy to grow. When they did try, they weren't able to grow any species from his samples. Reasoning out which bacteria it wouldn't be, mycobacteria, which can cause tuberculosis, can cause optic nerve edema and uveitis, but they also cause movement disorders and issues moving the eyes. And the antibiotics that were given to him don't really destroy this kind of bacteria. There's a spiral-shaped bacteria called a spirochete. One species is well known that causes syphilis, named Treponema pallidum. Syphilis causes uveitis, and late-stage disease can cause neurologic signs and symptoms. But this is easily tested for, and it was done, and it was negative. Finally, the last test. Borrelia burgdorferi, the spirochete that causes Lyme disease. This is a disease that comes from bacteria transmitted by ticks. Ka is in the region of the country where Lyme, Connecticut is, where the name of the disease is from. Ka's problem started after he went on hiking trips with his wife and hunting trips with his colleagues. All activities outdoors in places where there's ticks. This was...
Yeah, her husband showed up. Hey, Richard, buddy. What up, ND? My dear wife. Good old New York. I haven't been there since before COVID. Me neither. That's Cat, just two worlds apart. I have a girl in Polish shop. She drives me crazy already. 8 years. 8 years. Yesterday she invited me. I gotta go. In a shop. She was dope.
Ka's most likely problem. It causes uveitis and optic neuropathy. Lyme disease can cause lymphocytic pleocytosis. It can cause facial nerve problems looking like a stroke. It can inflame the meninges, all signs and symptoms that he had been suffering from over the last several months.
Dude, chilling.
One of the antibiotics that he was given acts directly on Borrelia, and this explains how he suddenly became better after he got it. But when they tested him for Lyme disease, they didn't find any antibodies to Borrelia burgdorferi. He also didn't report the kind of rash that you often, but not always, see with Lyme disease. But maybe that's okay. One of the immunosuppressants that he received for his membranous nephropathy can delay the body's antibody formation against Borrelia burgdorferi. The problem is, when they did imaging of his head and his spine, none of the pictures look like what you would get when one has Lyme disease. And over the days, they kept repeating the blood test, only for it to keep coming out negative for Lyme disease, meaning that their entire problem list was totally crossed out, and this advanced hospital couldn't figure out what was wrong. What could this be? If this isn't Lyme disease, but it has similar features, but just slightly different, then is it possible that it's another species of Borrelia? Special research laboratory testing was ordered. Specific gene sequences of particular known bacteria were done on Ka's blood and CSF. These are bacteria that have only been described in a handful of human cases. No standard clinical lab tests exist. In truth, only a high-powered academic institution with labs willing to look deeper would be able to do this. But when the results returned, they found out what it was.
Livestream, a very good girl.
One angle of being healthy is eating well, appropriate portion size, and fresh, nutritious food. And Cook Unity is a great option for getting started on the right track for food choices.
So
They're the sponsor of this video. They don't have anything to do with me saying anything about any infectious disease. Cook Unity is a chef collective that gets you restaurant-quality meals by award-winning chefs delivered fresh to your door. Every week, I choose a couple of meals. The system knows what I've really enjoyed and can make informed decisions.
Listen, after they came up with a treatment for HIV, everybody was like, who cares? We can go back to raw dogging freaking prostitutes because we can just take pills for it. It's just so, I've heard people say, they get the level down so low in your blood that you test negative. Who cares? I'm like, okay, yeah, you don't care. And this is why we've got a freaking new strain of freaking syphilis.
For me, and delivered to my door is a whole week's worth of lunch for me, and this helps me stay on track with what I eat. These meals are amazing, and there's a huge variety. Let me show you some of my favorites. Roasted chicken with Peruvian sauce by Chef Nelson Brizuela. The chicken is juicy, and the sauce with the rice is amazing. The flavors are incredibly unique. It's nutritionally very good too.
Food after going through all the like blood and brain and stuff.
And take for example this Mexican Philly cheesesteak bowl with smoky Baja sauce, also by Chef Nelson. It's such a rich, cheesy flavor brought together by rice and juicy steak. Cook Unity is offering everyone watching this video 50% off their first order. Click the link in the description below and use my code Chubby50 to try it out.
No, right. You start new strains of stuff like syphilis. Jeez. But today she's freaking calling me. Uh-oh. Why'd you get scared? I love you, Corolla.
Link in the description with code Chubby50. I highly recommend it.
Chubby50.
In 1995,
my sister
Japan,
was a prostitute.
A group of researchers were investigating the tick Ixodes persiccatus.
Holy shit, Sandra. Damn. That was 9 years ago. Holy sheep shit. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Damn. Damn. Yes, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. That's freaking crazy. Fuck. Her birthday was September 11th. Wow. Man. Wow. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Man. Oh, crap.
This is one that carries Borrelia burgdorferi. You can get bit by this one, and you can get Lyme disease. Spirochetes have a body part that helps them twist through their environment called an endoflagellum. Yeah. When the scientists look further at a sample of Ixodes ticks, they found that there were these remnants of endoflagella that were distinctly different than what's found in Borrelia burgdorferi. This is like finding the bone of an animal in a human burial site. When they looked at genetic samples, they found distinct parts of genes that were not related to any known Borrelia species at that time. However, other parts of the genes show that whatever it was that had these endoflagella remnants was related to Borrelia. The study demonstrated that there exists a previously unknown Borrelia species inside the Ixodes persiccatus tick, but not much more was heard about this until 2009. Eastern Russia, a place well known to have tick-borne disease. 46 patients had come into a regional hospital with fever, headache, chills, fatigue, vomiting, and muscle aches after known tick exposure. By this time, doctors and scientists in the area were well aware that local Ixodes ticks harbored many different bacterial species. When the Russian Central Research Institute of Epidemiology conducted the study in conjunction with another tick-familiar academic hospital in the northeastern United States, they formally reported the first human cases of this particular bacteria that was discovered in Japan 14 years earlier. Its name is Borrelia miyamotoi. Borrelia miyamotoi illness was first reported in humans in 2009. The bacteria was first described in 1995. Just because we named it and documented human cases doesn't mean that it didn't exist before then. It's just that we hadn't found it yet, and we didn't have the awareness, the techniques, and the technology to describe it and to find it. And just a couple of years later, in 2012, the first described Borrelia miyamotoi case in the United States was published, happening in the Northeast, just a few states away from KA. And interestingly enough, this patient had so many striking similarities with KA. They had taken the same immunosuppressant medicine, suffered the same subacute meningoencephalitis, and had a lymphocytic pleocytosis in the CSF that both suddenly improved when antibiotics were given. And the blood test revealed that KA had had this infection for several months. And now that doctors found the exact causative agent, They have an idea of which antibiotics were doing the work,
Right,
and they know
understand.
how to proceed
Understood.
with KA's treatment. The reason this case is important is because disease-carrying ticks have been migrating both inside the US and across continents. Incidence and prevalence of Lyme disease is increasing. And if we know that these ticks have many different kinds of bacteria inside, then it really is important for you to take precautions to prevent tick bites on you. If you live in an endemic area, use insect repellent, wear long sleeve shirts and pants, check your body, clothes, gear, and pets for ticks after being outside. And it could be outside that's just even in your backyard. And remove attached ticks as soon as you see them. Don't wait for someone else to do it. If we operate under the assumption that you could get bacteria that may not be detectable when you see your doctor.
You'll have to. So typically, when you get Lyme disease, you get a bullseye ring looking. It's like a multicolored ring bruise that radiates out from the bite point, and then things like seeing white spots and the issues. You pretty sure you have Lyme? Various tick sources, brother. Listen. So if you haven't looked into getting on an anti-parasitic, if you guys think you have Lyme disease or think you've been bitten by ticks, one of the most important things you need to do is get on a course of anti-parasitics. All right, let me look this up real quick. But let me show you this. Look, here's what me and my family use right here. Paragard. You can do it at your house. You're not going to see worms come out of your butt or anything like that. You should do it every 3 months, but it'll kill off all of that shit. Especially if you're going to continue to have it, at least every 3 months, you want to make sure that you kill off everything's there that you can, so that it never gets to a point where it's pathological, where it starts to cause you problems. Okay, let me look this guy up. Yeah, this dude, a guy in prison. His name is Kevin Payton. He has the same birthday that my nephew has. I'm sure you did. Good chicken. Let's say I got Lyme disease when I was a kid and just soldiered through it. Then do something like get on Paragard and not knock the amount in them down, because those bacteria just continue to multiply and whatnot, and I mean sometimes you get to a level, like a plateau, where the amount that stays in your body is just standard, and your white blood cells are keeping them at a standard level. But you can do something like this for 10 days and get rid of a lot of it and actually find some relief. But yeah, it's a red circle on your leg. Yeah, bullseye. All right, I'm looking it up. I'm taking antibiotics. I've been fighting it for 10 years. Jeez, Damon. I'm sorry to hear that, too. All right, here. Okay, the killing of Ronald Eugene Woodham IV. Nothing works. Have you tried Paragard and B12 B vitamins? We'll look into it right after this, Damon. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. All right. December 3rd, 2008 was a formerly unidentified American newborn baby and a homicide victim whose body is found South Carolina Highway in 544 on the outskirts of Conway in Horry County. Known as Baby Boy Horry, while unidentified. The case remained cold for 11 years until his parents were identified in March 2020. His mother, Jennifer Starr, left him in a box on the side of the highway to die of hypothermia. She was arrested in March 2020, guilty to manslaughter. His death in 2022. In June 2023, she was sentenced to 4 years in prison. She was released early after serving 2.5 years. Jeez, 16 months. Moon had a friend in the same situation, treated after a few months and got better, some neurological damage. So what's very important is to protect your brain. You have to B12, and I say it all the time. The damage, D3 and B12. D3 is a steroid, and you want to get a D3, high levels of D3 and B12 in your body. It can start to get over on it. The problem is when the medical system starts giving you things to fight pathogens like this, they don't help your body get the upper hand. Just giving you antibiotics is not enough. They've got to give you extra vitamins and minerals to help your body take on, because it's constantly pulling your body ground, degrading your body down. Jim Miller from the UFC has line. He's going, yeah. No, it's possible, absolutely possible to live a great life with it. So it's a parasite or a bacterium or a protozoa. It's a bacteria, but it's a parasite. It's still a parasite. A parasite is something in your body that's living off of your nutrition. Yeah, it's my nephew. My baby brother found out through an ancestry test. Wow. Her dad is really high up in the Pentagon, pulled strings. We never got full justice for him. Wow. I can't believe they only gave her 2.5 years of a 4-year prison sentence. Otherwise visible time man identified ran out of leads. Wow. Ronald, 1/3 of the behalf was not in court. At this time, would like to ask for privacy. Jesus. All right. I didn't watch it. Yeah, that's crazy. Spirochete, yes. Like a bacteria. Yes. Yeah, funguses. Yeah, they're all parasites. Parasites are things in your body that aren't that live that like so. Viruses aren't considered animals. They're not so. But bacteria and stuff, things that are alive, things that eat and put off waste and multiply. Yeah. So let me look at this. Look at this. Okay, all right. Okay, so B12, the same stuff that I take, methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin, methylcobalamin, is used to treat chronic Lyme disease symptoms by supporting nerve repair, improving energy, and combating the brain fog. It's essential for patients with MTHFR genetic mutations, which impair the body's ability to process synthetic B12. So when you have those spirochetes, your body sometimes goes through an issue where you can't get the B12 out of your food. So a lot of what you're feeling is caused by that, what it does to your body. So what it's doing in your body is it's using your nutrition and it's keeping you from getting nutrition from your food. So you've got to still get it. You've got to supplement from it. So a lot of what you're probably feeling, look at B12 deficiency and tell me if these are the issues you have. All right. Okay, neurological issues, numbness, tingling, fatigue, cognitive decline, anemia. Those are the main ones. I need a job. Hey, I ain't seen you in a long time. My 40th birthday the other day. Living fast in my gay world. There you go, Anita. Good to see you again. So gut guy bacteria is a parasite. Okay, right. So So there's positive and negative parasites. There's beneficial and hurtful, harmful. Right? So some of them, like your gut bacteria, is helpful to you. They do not have your DNA and they're alive. But what the gut bacteria does is take food that we can't digest and they digest it for us and then get the minerals, vitamins and minerals out of it and help it to get across into our bloodstream. Yeah. Yes. So the ones that take and don't help, they're non-beneficial, right? They hurt you. And that's the things that like malaria and other diseases like malaria and Lyme and whatnot. So often you see a huge benefit off of B12 supplementation. Start with B12 because it's the one that'll make the biggest change. And then once you feel an improvement, probably in a couple of hours to a couple of days, then start adding the other B vitamins in. And then you can start saying, don't just take a if you're not taking anything, then take a multivitamin. But they've always got too little bit of B12. So like what I take 5,000 micrograms. You can look on my website. You see exactly what I take. It'll make a huge difference, especially the brain fog that comes along with it. Main event UFC was between an undefeated champion and another one that fighter. Do we know what happened? Why has COVID gone away now, and how do the different variants die? Or don't cop out, man, with some cheap reply. I heard immunity is what the case is. Yeah, no. What do you mean? I ain't gonna cheap out? Absolutely, yes. It was. They wanted to sell a bunch of shit, and they wanted to make sure that they could do voting drop boxes. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as they said it was. The shot was worse than the disease. The medicine was worse than the disease. Yeah, But yes, herd immunity. So they think instead of us getting one or two little virus cells, and then our body getting immune to it, they thought it's better to jam a needle in us. No, absolutely, that's what happened. So all of that, we went through all of that drama, and the people that have the worst problems are the people that got the jab. Everybody else who didn't get it and got all that drama are just fine. Yeah. I absorbed my Crohn's disease in terminal. Fucked up. Here comes my immunosuppressive biological number 3. It's Crohn's disease. Have you looked into Anita? Have you looked into raw milk for Crohn's disease? Look into it. Jeez, there are so many conversations I could add to, but I don't know which one. So I'll say happy birthday, Anita. Immunotherapy number 3. I didn't think their warrior cell used for a lot of fights. Happy birthday. To get good gut bacteria diversity, I can rim job my hubby and clean the systems out till you concur. No. Your gut, your stomach will kill all that. So you need so when you drink milk like that, when you drink a lot of like raw milk, it dilutes your stomach acid, so your stomach acid doesn't just kill off the bacteria, and then it'll get into and repopulate your gut. Yeah. A song about a Danish boxer, Mikkel Kessler. Cheers, ladies, gays and lesbians. Catchy song, but I have a couple others like Lola Monides. Yeah, all that noise, all that drama, and the whole world didn't die. For having the biggest boobs in Scandinavia. I went through a windshield and broke about everything in 2020. I was in the hospital for 3 years. Right. Did you get Lyme after that? How long did you have Lyme for? Lindsay Kessler. But here's my point. Yeah, she got some big old boobs. Here's my point, okay? No matter what you have, no matter what disease or whatever you have, what does it do to your body? What does it do? It makes it so your body can't pull nutrition out of your food properly. That's what it does. Or it uses some of it. So if you're not even getting 100% of your daily blah, 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 then the rest of that stuff in you is using some of that. So you're in constant deficiency. Yeah, you want to make sure you're doing that. And then you can help your body. It's like giving your body the ammunition it needs to fight it. Else you just get weaker and weaker and weaker. I do concur. I was battling Lyme 10 years before. Yeah. Damon, brother, listen. Oh, we'll go back to this real quick. Okay. So methylcobalamin and Lyme disease, and then I want to do one more thing. All right, let's see here. Vitamin D3 plays a significant role in the management and recovery from Lyme disease by supporting the immune system and reducing inflammation. So if any of the inflammation that the Lyme is causing can be reduced, even so the antibiotics are trying to reduce the number of Lyme bacteria in your body. But the ones that are there are still causing inflammation. So why not take D3 with it and then reduce that inflammation to cause less problems? At least you might still have some symptoms, but they'll be less severe. This is why I don't understand what doctors don't do. No, Cheryl, I knew I blocked you. YouTube might have blocked something or something. I think lime can sit healthy body without happening until the body is stressed. Yeah. That'll do it too. But why not help your body get over on it, get up on it, and try to knock out? Because how much of it is sitting, right? So say you had 3,000 Lyme bacteria in your body sleeping, and then you get stressed out and they get woken up. Wouldn't it be better to try to kill those off down to like 4? And then so when they get woke up, they don't do nearly the damage. This is what I'm saying. This is why vitamin D is really important for that. I left the room because my bear bunny's got carrots. Yeah, I didn't see anything pop up, and I didn't block it. Shout out to my mom, Sharon Cox. Happy Mother's Day. I'd like to ask you what you have your latest shorts at 1300. Oh yeah, I watched them. Help me, Mel and Jake on left fast plays often for MC for chronic fatigue syndrome. Serious long term. Can you say the tick? I can't say, but I can say for sure that you should definitely look into the B12. Yes, thank you for liking the video. Absolutely, please. I completely agree. You have to battle, keep in check. Yes, and the only way to do it is for you to be your own doctor. Because the way that hospitals do it and doctors do it, they have a protocol to follow that makes them the most money with okay enough results. So they're not going to prescribe you. If they started prescribing you vitamins, then they would have to pay for the vitamin deficiency tests, and they don't want to do that. So you've got to take the ones that you can take. I haven't checked out yet internet because I've been on the stream. No moonshine. Shout out to my mom for having me. She had you without your consent. Boo. What's up, Michael? Yeah, so D3 and B12 especially for life, but for Lyme disease, absolutely. Shout out to mine too. I tried to call her a little while ago when I was initially back on stream. She didn't pick up. That B. She's my aunt. Yeah. They test for every other disease before they even consider Lyme, unless you have a bullseye rash, right? Because it's expensive. They're paying for that. And they don't want the numbers of Lyme disease to be ticked up. You know, they don't want to say, hey, there's another Lyme disease, because they freaking aren't nice. Shout out to Cat Mom as well. Thank you for SRs adding a lot of value to people's lives. Jesus bless you. Thank you, Moonshine. Absolutely. I'm trying my best. Shout out to everyone's moms. I'm sure she'll call back. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah, moms are awesome. You guys want to see my, check this out. Watch this. Let's do this. This is my dad's birthday was yesterday. My sister brought down some, from Maryland, she brought down some oysters. Did you read the Privet study, Harvard on Lyme? That's wild, suggested Lyme can be an STD. It absolutely can be an STD. Absolutely. This is why you need to take an anti-parasitic. You definitely, no, Damon, you should definitely, listen, it's all foodstuffs. It's, even if you don't have parasites, it's worth it. It's worth it to do. Like I had what would be considered lactose intolerance, and it's gone. I don't have lactose intolerance anymore. Speak of the devil, she just texted me. There you go. Thank you, brother. Mom upside down. It's wow. Can I get a disease test now 10 years later, or is it too late? No, yeah, that's still going to be in you. It's still going to be in you. An anti-parasitic, these like right here, Paragard. This is on my website right here, Paragard. Here, I got it. I have it right here. And it's got This is what it's got in it. Fennel seed, marshmallow root, black walnut hull, pumpkin seed, slippery elm bark, wormwood herb, clove bark, garlic bulb, oregano leaf oil, and peppermint leaf oil. And all of those things are anti-parasitic. So it's a broad spectrum anti-parasitic. Meat, bone, skin. If you've got rashes and stuff like that, eczema, psoriasis type symptoms, all of that can be caused from things that this stuff can take care of. Lactose intolerance is an issue a lot of the times. Lactose intolerant symptoms and just getting the right. Like I've got chickens. If you got cats or dogs or pets, you should definitely. If you've ever had any or ever petted any or took care of any poop, you should take it. It's going to be in you until you get rid of it. It said live being the biggest problem that mankind's ignoring. Yeah, I agree. I leave the house once a year because there's a bunch of baloney brain people out there. I agree. 500 cigarettes or dinner with Jay-Z. 500 cigarettes. Does it have to take? Yeah. It tastes like pepperoni to me. It kind of tastes like oregano-y, minty. But you like this is the liquid, which I recommend absolutely. But they also have pills. Like capsules and whatnot. Damn, like that movie with the boys called Legs and the Signal. Oh. All right, Scott, brother. Ebola. But yeah, so 110thgrade.com. You can go get you some off of Amazon. It's got wormwood, yes. No, wormwood. Those are terrible. And yeah, here, look, I got it right here. Nighty night. Yeah, you'll see a very interesting change in things with you, because anything that's in you that shouldn't be can be gotten rid of, and you should get rid of it. Listen, just over time, if you've had sex with people that you don't know very well, and they're the STDs, a lot of STDs now are parasite based. A lot of people get things like herpes, and the herpes are actually parasitic, and you can get rid of herpes-like symptoms with a lot of antiparasitics. That's right, and that's why it was banned for so long in America. They said because absinthe has absinthe used to lie and say it makes people see things. They said that it was a hallucinogenic because they didn't want people taking antiparasitics. H. pylori is one of the biggest. Yeah, H. pylori, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You hate it? I expect you to watch them cat obligations. No obligations, though. I think I'm going to try and make a recipe. Do it. Why not? Yeah, do it. Absolutely. Yes, do it. Make it happen. You can. All the information is out there. All of these are well tested anti-parasitic list, like why chickens and stuff. Chickens with gut parasites like to eat pumpkin seeds because the pumpkin seeds get rid of the parasites. Do they really know that? Did the doctor tell them that? No, they just do it naturally, out of instinct. Green fairies. I've seen them. Damon is nomad backwards. That's right. That's why he's got Damon 27, 72 nomad. Damon 27 is 72 nomad backwards. He's got it. I'd go to the bar. At least I could refuse to let my drink out of sight. Okay, water. Yeah. But you'll notice a huge difference when you start to give the body what it needs. You'll notice a huge difference. I'm used to being around predators. Working in the jail. Okay. All right. Let's see. Pumpkin seed anti-parasite. Okay. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Pumpkin seed contains curcumin, a compound demonstrated anti-parasitic, anti-helmintic properties in studies traditionally used to combat tapeworms and roundworms, while show promise in reducing intestinal parasites and pinworms by paralyzing them. They are generally considered complementary natural approach rather than primary medical treatment. Listen, my dad. Why did he have so many freak offs? Why couldn't he just be satisfied with beautiful women? Because he's broken. Broken. It's like a relief. It's like a relief. Amaradalach, the onion family. I'm still going to shorten it and make up memory soup. I'm going to have onions, garlics, and shallots in it. Yeah, do it. Listen, but you need a broad spectrum. You got to look at the other ingredients. You can get them off my website. The other ingredient, like look at what the ingredients are, and then just do what I just did. Find out what you need for different types of parasites, and then use all of those ingredients in. The problem is you need to eat it over like the course of a week because you've got to flood your body with those compounds. Tequila is good, but I keep eating the worm. And the TWC needs more hand sanitizer. What up, Chance? You're good, brother. No, you're all right. I appreciated you there. Any help from B12 for hay fever that started in my adult life? Hay fever? I don't think so. The only thing I would imagine again with hay fever is the anti-parasitic. Like, look at this. Parasites can give allergy-like symptoms, including sneezing, itchy eyes, runny nose, and congestion, often as the result of immune system overreacting to the infection. While some parasites are being researched for reducing severe allergies, certain infections can trigger symptoms resembling severe hay fever, asthma, or dermatitis. So a lot of people, they go to the dermatologist and they say, oh, look at that rash on your arm or wherever. There, you need some cream. But when in all actuality, you need a parasite freaking detox. Yes, parasites love sugar. Yes, absolutely. There we go. Yes, parasites love sugar. But this is one of the things right here, allergic rhinitis. That's what hay fever is, allergic rhinitis. So I guess I'm a parasite because I love sugar as well. So do I. I love sugar too. But I tell you what, I do not crave it like I used to before my first parasite cleanse. Now me, my family, my mother, my father, my brother, we all do parasite cleanse every 3 months. I may be a parasite. What about using multivitamins to balance from the damage? So multivitamins, if you're not taking anything, then at least take a multivitamin. But when you're actually ready to take care of your body, you've got to take them vitamins and minerals in the correct ratios and dosages for your body. And the only way to do that is to have separate pills. There's never enough D3, there's never enough K2, and there's never enough B12 in multivitamins. But all the other individual vitamins and minerals, it's fine to take a multivitamin. So start with something. Yes, you need something. Yes, because what you're already getting is being taken from you. Always ate raw onions and garlic. Does it help me with that? Yes. Garlic's anti-parasitic and onion helps with testosterone. Yeah, it's anti-parasitic. Yeah. So steak will help with intestinal parasites. Yeah. What up, Shiraj, brother? Yeah, steak will help with intestinal parasites. If you eat raw steak, they can grab onto the steak and then leave with it. Yeah, not really so much cooked steak though. Forage-fed natural beef over time, you're good. Yep. But most people don't. And don't have access to that. I do. My family down here, we get a quarter of a cow every year for $700. It's all about $1,000 a year, about $5 a pound. It's all the ground beef. Everything is one animal. It's one DNA throughout everything. It's not all blended wackadoodle stuff. You still got to get rid of it. That's right. Beforehand, Michael the Marine. And it's not expensive. This is a year's worth. For $17 to $30. Sorry, $30. That's a year's worth. And I have empty gel caps that you can get like 1,000 of them for $15. And because I've got a lot of packed just powder, like a kilo, half a kilo, pound, 1.1 pounds, half a kilo. And then so I put that, and also when I don't feel like tasting the anti-parasitic, I'll put it in a gel cap and just swallow it. Moonshine, Mr. Moonshine. The freezer is expensive. The Amish do 3 feet underground. Yeah, right. Yeah, the Amish are great. I'm from Maryland, so I was able to be around the Amish. My sister lived in Pennsylvania for a while too. Yeah, the Amish are great. Yeah. Gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, peanut-free, non-GMO, egg-free, vegan-friendly, GP certified, GMP certified. It's a really good idea. But what if you're exhausted? If you have brain fog, if you have mild depression or anxiety just because it's Wednesday, not because something bad happened in your life, B12 and D3 and the anti-parasitic, but B12 and D3 did the right thing. And if you find yourself getting a benefit from vitamins, and you find out that like if a couple days you don't take them and you're back to just like then yeah, I would take an anti-parasitic. Oops, what I miss. You can get good amount of venison off deer during the hunting season if you don't want to process. It's pretty cheap. Take it somewhere. Yeah. Yes, sir. Gotta go grab a dog. Be back later. Love your channel. Amish cheese is only cheese in America. All right, brother. Take care of that dog. Do any vitamins not good to mix with taking magnesium B12 together? No. It's all good. All good. Your body separates it out. Yeah. So yeah, I take it all at once. This is how I take mine. I wake up in the morning. I take the vitamin A and K12 and K2 and B12 under my tongue. B12 dissolves while my coffee's brewing. I take at night I take magnesium glycinate with GABA. But in the morning, and then my coffee, it has creatine, coffee, collagen, cocoa, sugar. Okay, and then that's my coffee. I don't eat until the middle of the day. I only eat like one meal a day and then a snack. Well, except for the past 2 days because it's my dad's birthday and Mother's Day, but typically. Then when I eat, I take my other B vitamins, zinc, by tablet with food. But everything else is either drops on the skin or liquid or sublingual. If you can get things that you don't have to swallow, better, because a lot of people can't absorb things properly through their intestines. So you want to be able to get them, and you want to get them methylated. Any vitamins you can get it methylated, so your liver doesn't have to methylate them. Amish cheese. I love pie. I see. I was thinking how I could incorporate the collagen, creatine. You could just dump it right in. Hey, well, I mean, you could also, if you wanted to get it without getting supplements, you could use bone broth. That's got a lot of collagen in it. Don't do that. Some crazy, I realized I was typing in chat, I got 0 XP, and I realized according to Google, you have to be 18 years old to participate. I wonder when that happened. Is that always been that? Can I eat D3 while sunbathing, or is it better to take calcium, vitamin K, abundant sunshine? If you're getting plenty of sunshine, then but if you've got issues, the issues you have, you probably want to add D3 anyway, because what you're naturally getting may be being taken from you, especially if you've got a lot of inflammation from that. But hold on. So if you're getting great amounts of sunlight, actual outdoor sunlight, not wearing makeup, it's got sunscreen in it, not wearing sunscreen, actually, because UV light has to penetrate the skin and cleave the B ring in freaking their cholesterol to turn it in. So UV hits cholesterol, converts it to vitamin D3. So that's why so many people aren't outside. They're all wearing sunscreen and wearing makeup that's got sunscreen in it, and they're in their cars and in their house, and not getting the sunlight to the windows. Doesn't have UV in it, doesn't have levels of UV that it needs. So the cholesterol level goes up in people's bodies. That's why people are on cholesterol lowering meds. So But the K2, the calcium, if you're putting calcium in your body, it's just going out in your pooper if you don't have D3 in your body. Without enough D3 in your body, the calcium's just leaving. It's staying, and if you have a lot of D3, it'll go into your bloodstream, but it'll stay there. You need K2 to get the calcium out of your bloodstream and soft tissues into your bones and whatnot. But yeah. Yeah, but it's worth it I mean, it's $20 for every 2 months, and you can take them every other day to turn $20 into 4 months worth. So that's $5 a month, pennies a day. It's worth it. It's worth it to see if you get a benefit from it. If you don't see a benefit from it, stop taking it. Don't buy it the next time. You know, if you're getting plenty of sunlight outside anyway. All right, Kat. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any XP. There you go. Vitamin under the tongue actually absorbs the fat. No, not a fad. Absolutely super important. A lot of the vitamins that you take to swallow, like a lot of the like iron and stuff that's not chelated, it's just iron. So it's going to go through your stomach and you're going to poop it out and nothing's going to absorb. So the ones that absorb through your tongue are actually going to make it to your bloodstream. Yes, that's what you want. You want them formulated to not have to go through the digestion process. It's not a fad. It's absolutely super important. Pac-Man, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray, clouds are gray. CBD scan. I don't do them. I don't do them. That's what he said. I don't know. Hopefully the Raptures go back to it. I'm ready to go. Hey, brother. Hey, you're giving good vitamin advice. So know yourself. Rarity says, thank you, brother Damon. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm trying to save the world, man. Listen, I was on ADHD medication and dealing with doctors for 35 years. It wasn't until 5 years ago that I started taking B12 and my ADHD went away, turned it into a superpower. And then I started adding all the other stuff, and my life got much better. I've got way more energy than I had in my 20s. Everything's better. I sleep better. I poop better. I freaking everything's better. And I was dealing with doctors for 35 years. So now I'm like, okay, let's figure out how the body actually works. So for the past 5 years, I've been doing lots of studying. Why is it that herbs are also antibacterial, also be anti-demonic? That can be used in exorcism. That's exactly why. So, because parasitic infection can bring on those types of spells, bring on those types of things. If you really want to whack yourself out, look at worms and parasites and brain and mind control. You watching any of the NBA playoffs? No. I stream all the time. That's right. Thank you, brother. I had to stop taking ADHD meds because it caused depression and grogginess. Right. And this is why right here, brother. This is why right here. ADHD medications and B12 deficiency. B12 deficiency is frequently observed in individuals with ADHD. Lower B12 may be associated with increased symptoms. Stimulant ADHD medications can exacerbate this by suppressing the appetite, resulting in reduced nutrient intake. Monitoring B12 and supplementing if needed. So it all goes together. So you end up not getting the vitamins and minerals you need. It works as an appetite suppressant, and even the pharmaceutical amphetamines, like Adderall and stuff, will keep your body from absorbing the nutrients also. So it then puts you into vitamin deficiency. So it turned it over. Yeah, I'm not depressed. I'm not groggy. I've got energy all the time. I don't just go, oh, jeez. Oh, man. Like I used to have that. That used to be me waking up in the middle of the day, end of the day, all throughout the day. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's great. Who would win between a freak off with the Diddy and Archive Kevin Spacey as a ref? Yeah, so sage works as an airborne anti-parasitic. Sage is recognized as traditional medicine in scientific studies for its potential in combating parasites, particularly in the gastrointestinal tract. It contains phytochemicals, tannins, and flavonoids that demonstrate anti-parasitic properties, including parasitic worms, protozoan, and egg count. So things, if you have parasite eggs in your house you have things crawling all over the place, people used to cleanse it thinking they got rid of bad spirits. The bad spirits are actually parasites. So by cleansing it, by the oil that's burnt, that's vaporized when you burn sage, lays all over the place, just like L dust lays everywhere, and it can kill the invisible parasite eggs so that you don't get them. Right? People understood that. Sage and rosemary, good stuff. What up, Joshy? That too, I was underweight to the point where they almost had to start feeding me with a tube. Cheese. Ginger's good stuff too. Yeah, listen, it's all good stuff, right? It's all good stuff. We've all been eating bullshit. We've been convinced that a balanced diet is fats, proteins, carbohydrates, sugars, rather than vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K. Nobody knows at all, like if they're getting enough. No one knows if they're getting enough anything. And no doctor ever said, listen, there needs to be a doctor's office where people walk in and they say, I've got this problem. And they say, okay, first thing, when's the last time you've done a course of antiparasitics? Never. Okay, take these and then let's get some blood drawn to see if you have any vitamin deficiencies. That should be the first thing ever done at every doctor's office. Because if they correct them, you won't be coming back. What about LMNOP? What's the most powerful herb in the whole world? I mean, ultimate herb power. Probably garlic. And so I actually contacted RFK Jr. He's actually part of the current Trump administration's medical part. I contacted him on X. Well, I'll show you guys what I sent. Damien. Here, this is what I sent right here. I said, why are these posters not displayed in every school and doctor's office? And after the world has dealt with scurvy and rickets, do we forget that vitamin deficiencies can have real-world consequences? Are we so naive to believe that there are not mental health consequences for vitamin and mineral deficiency and inefficiency? All right, and then I said, right here, RFK Jr. Yep. I agree. So here's a big thing. Here's a big thing. We need to make sure we own our bodies. We are in our bodies. We got to stop taking our car to a mechanic that makes money off of us when our car doesn't work well. So if we go somewhere and they make, listen, they're working for, they're making money. They have student loan debt. They want to pay that off. They want to get rich. They want to bang women and men and do shit and have lives and own cars and big houses and everything. They're not just there to give their lives away to help us. So they want to make money. And when you go to a hospital, the hospital has processes. They have protocols that say if they have this symptom, give them this because it costs us this much and it makes us this much, and they want to make money. They're not churches, they're hospitals, they're businesses, and we've got to start teaching kids that this is how it is. You've got to learn how your body works. You've got to learn what the body needs and where to get it, and to make sure you do. Yeah. I'll put it out there. Take care of our temple. That's exactly right. Yeah, I'll post it on Discord. Yep. What if Big Diddy, the government had designed our health because they're owned big pharma and our pill? So here's the problem. Is so they sell them to other countries, right? And they do have tests for that because they are businesses, and if they got caught, they would be sued. So they do follow that. They give us all the information we need. We just don't do it. RFK is insane, but most importantly, he's right about some things. The problem is lost him. I don't care. He's the person in charge right now that can make a difference. He's the person that needs to be contacted. I'm not going to wait 3 years until there's somebody different. You know, he's the guy. If the person that needs to be contacted is that man right now. He's the guy that's got the pen. So I don't give a shit. Democrat, Republican, whatever. None of that matters. I'm trying to make a difference. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Yeah, he's the guy that needs to be contacted. Absolutely. But right. That's so. When somebody else takes his job, next one, I'll contact them too. Yeah, I agree. Vitibiotics doesn't seem legit. Yeah, I mean, don't overeat, avoid sin, don't eat garbage. It makes you feel like shit, right? But they're not taught that. Nobody's taught that. McDonald's signs and Coca-Cola's in our schools, elementary schools. You know, it's like RFK uses methylene blue. His McDonald's Coke. If you have a heart attack, just attack. Look, I'm not asking him for personal advice. He's just, that's his job. And that's why I put it out there publicly, you know, to say, hey, this needs to happen so the conversation can get started. I think so. I don't really know a lot about it, but that's for plants. We're animals. Okay, I'll post that in the, bam, let me save image as pictures. New folder X. It's like there's people that are so anti-Democrat or Republican that they'll just let themselves suffer. Then trying to get you done. I don't care about all that bullshit. People can do whatever they want with Republicans and Democrats. I don't care. I want to make a change and a difference, and I'm gonna work with whoever's in the position of power. I'm not gonna not go to the gas station because I don't like the guy that pumps the gas. If I need to get, fail lobby. Pictures. There we go. All right, it's there. What happened to slap on your arm patches? Yeah. I've only heard about fentanyl and nicotine. How we have good sleep hygiene with blue light fluids, right? We don't. We have Ozempic and stomach stapling because it's too much food and not enough self-control. I agree. Right. It's always pay more money. Pay more money for food. Look, if you're 600 pounds, do you know how much you're spending on food? And then obviously you're going to need Ozempic and lots of health care to get better and to heal what the hell you've done to yourself. Then cut your skin off and get your boob jobs and butt jobs and all that other stuff. No, it's pure financial gain. Invest in a donkey, sackcloth, and a jar of honey. Get used to fasting. Boom, 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 boom. The guy running for governor in Florida is a great candidate for president. I can't remember his name. At least the guy listens. That's the most important part of the service. RFK gets an A for effective listening. Yeah. And if you ever fast, don't tell anyone. It's supposed to be done in secret. I do. Okay. I mean, every day. So I fast for health purposes. Religious fasting aside, for health purposes, I feel so much better. If I wake up and I eat, I feel tired until I eat again. Then I feel tired until I eat again, and I feel tired. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. His last name is Fish. Oh yeah. I recall. Yippee! Audit news immediately. Yes, frickin' dude. Listen. $200,000 per homeless person. $200 a year. What up, Allison? RFK would be president if his voice wasn't messed up. I think he would be too. If anyone else shocked if J.D. Vance super fast climbed to the top, literally a nobody to a president waiting seems to be a bit. You think it's going to be Vance? I think it's going to be Rubio. I'm so suspicious of his backers. Vance. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Listen, I tell you what. He'll probably, if he actually does his job with this fraud stuff and locks up locks up some of those people that are obviously just milking the crap out of us, he'll probably be president next term. Little Marco, Dana White, 2028. Make it happen. Make it happen. Yeah, what we need to do is we need to teach. I don't care. Listen, no, I'd love it. If I got sued or anything like that, I would make so much noise with it. And I mean, look, you can't take blood from a stone. So like, but I can sure the hell make a lot of noise. I can guarantee I'd get plenty of fundraising. Who? JD Vance? Yeah. What you missed? Yeah. Oh no. Listen, I'm not a politician. I'm not in the news. What are they gonna gag? What would a gag order do? Make it so I lose a contract? No. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I mean, like if they give me a legal gag, like if they sent a legal gag order, it would cost money if I broke it. Like, and then it would actually have to be the government to give me a gag order to say, like, if during a trial, in order, then that would be not prostitution. What's the word I'm looking for? You're in something. You're in contempt. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Right? Yeah. Listen, because the pharmaceuticals, the chemistry industry also makes the stuff going into our food. They make the pharmaceuticals that go into our cows and whatnot. Yeah. Vote Bart Simpson. What do you think that Barbara? When I'm talking about castor oil, castor oil is kind of kick-ass for like arthritis and inflammation and stuff like that. It is. My parents, my mom had arthritis real bad. She got these wraps to go on her wrist that she slept with, but they're on the vitamins and minerals and everything too. They're off of every pharmaceutical. My parents aren't on any pharmaceuticals at all. Dad just turned 76 yesterday. Right, this guy causes cancer. So sunscreen causes cancer. Oh, well, you didn't use enough sunscreen. We got the cancer. Right, yeah. Remember, they also said drinking while pregnant causes birth defects. That was to cover up what they were giving women for morning sickness that was causing birth defects, but they just started to say no, drinking was, because doctors used to tell women to drink a glass of red wine to help calm pregnancy. And then once they started giving people pharmaceuticals that cause birth defects, they just said, oh, it's from drinking. Nope, bunch of liars. That last the trumpet will sound. We're close to the rapture. In my opinion, 1 Corinthians 15:52, King James. Lemon water first thing in the morning. I have coffee. I have coffee, but lemon water is good for you, right? Hydrated. Most people are dehydrated. Castor oil was used a lot in the past. Yeah, right. And then they said, what kind of product can we make to not make people use castor oil? We don't want people going and getting castor oil. We want a product. So what does castor oil do that we can make money off of? What is the elixir? Okay, listen. So this is what I think. I think we're so used to going through puberty, growing up, and then rotting. And we all think that's the way it's supposed to be. Like after our growth spurt, we're just supposed to decline. And I think that's wrong. I think it's because all of our food is crap and we are all stupid. We don't know nothing. We're all here talking about who has sex in what bathroom and whatnot, rather than saying, are you getting enough vitamin B's? Are you getting enough vitamin K? You know, it's like this. This is the stuff we should be teaching our kids. Our kids shouldn't be going to their parents and saying, hey, Mom, I'm upset about the Pride Parade. They should go and be like, Mom, I haven't gotten any freaking fermented soybeans. I haven't got, that's just what we should be having our kids argue with their parents about. Yeah, you shouldn't be filling your baby's bottles with Mountain Dew. You definitely should not. I bet you're that for cancer has already came out. Oh, sure. Yeah, I absolutely think so. If my Neuralink would be updated, I would be president. Get it, brother. Get that update. I'll vote for you. Can we get these vitamins dissolved in water to absorb it fast? So some vitamins are fat soluble, oil soluble, fat and oil soluble, lipid. And some are water soluble. So the tablets I take only have 3 ingredients in it, or the B12 I take only has 3 ingredients. It's got the B12, it's got lactose, and it's got acacia gum. The acacia gum and lactose is to make the pill, because we're talking about millionths of a gram of B12, 5,000 millionths of a gram. So that you wouldn't be able to see it, so they make the pill big enough. So who would live Who would want to live longer? The world's a dumpster fire compared to heaven. I agree. How to protect against getting parasite in the first place? Boil fruit and veg. You're not going to. A lot of them can absolutely survive that. A lot of them can survive your stomach acid. You're not going to avoid it. This is why you got to get rid of them, and that's got to be part. Listen, we're one of the only countries in the world that doesn't do parasite detoxes 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah, because they want us going getting pills for the symptoms, not and then never clear the parasite. So we stay on that cream that you need for that eczema. Just keep getting more steroid cream, but you're always gonna have it. Fermented soybeans can be found in soy sauce, right? Yeah. Yeah, but problem is a lot of soy sauce is fake now. Doctors can only diagnose from a medically graded book. They have a protocol. That's right. That's exactly right. That's right. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. And that protocol is to make sure that the hospital doesn't lose money. They are a business. They're a company. They've worked with a word. They've done language psychology on everybody to change the word customer into patient. So you're saying that fruit juices are not good for me. I don't even add sugar or sweet. I'm not saying they're not good for you. They're not beneficial. Like, they're not better than eating the fruit. But they're not like sending you to hell. Have you gotten this chart? Yes, yeah. Chart. Yeah, I just added it. I'm gonna create another Discord channel. And then pin this to the top of it, Jim. Why does the human body have so many enemies compared to other animals? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think we all have all the other, but animals in the wild eat a variety of things, and they eat the seeds and the skins. So when they eat there's twice as much potassium in the skin of a banana than in a banana. So if you eat the whole thing, you're getting a hell of a lot more. So they're way healthier than we are when it comes to vitamins and minerals. Hey, Richard, we're talking veggies. What's going on, Loretta? Steve Jobs is a fruitarian. Yep, sure. You can't be a fruitarian, dude. Absolutely. That's absolutely. Hello, coach. When will Big Pharma lose his death grip on our bodies? If I've got anything to say about it. The Diet Coke I drink kills the parasites. It also cleans my battery terminals. Japanese eat a lot of fish and have excellent health. Bangladesh does the same, but it gets the opposite results. Yes, it does. Look. Okay, listen. Bangladesh has a lot of open defecation. You have 2 million views? Ah, you freaking wackadoo. Yes, what's up, Maple Waffle? How do animals in the wild know which herb or plant to know? Right, when they've got no medical advice, they got no medical degree. How do they know, right? It's cravings. We crave that too. Do you know cocoa, over 70% cocoa, it signals our bone marrow to release twice as many stem cells as normal, so that stem cells can go around your bloodstream and your body and fix things that's broken. So you wonder why so many people crave chocolate. It ain't just because it tastes good. Remember, because they used to crave it before it tasted good, before we had sugar added to it. Yeah. Eggshells good source of collagen? No. Eggshells are a good source of calcium. Yeah, lion's mane's good for you too. Right. Here, let me put that in here. Let me open this up. Community add new channel. Health talk. All right, let me add this. Oops. I'll move this up here some. Move it way up here. Okay, there we go. Let me add this. Oops, health talk. Add, upload file. Get you some. All right. Pin message. All right, it's pinned. Oh yeah, pin it. There we go. All right, it's in health talk. Calcium. Yeah. Calcium. Yes, calcium. Yes. Yeah, and listen, people used to put eggshells, like the yesterday's eggshells, in today's coffee. So back in like the 40s, 50s, people would crush eggshells. They would make eggs for breakfast and then let the egg cells dry out, then crush them and put them in their coffee grounds. And they did that. Now we don't do anything like that anymore. We don't do anything like that to make sure we're getting extra stuff. We don't eat the skin from anything. We're told not to eat the seeds from anything when there's a lot of good stuff. There's cyanide in there. Okay, but then you're telling me that you're giving me Red Bull that's got cyanocobalamin in it, right? That there's a lot of seeds are anti-parasitic. Like I eat watermelon seeds when I eat the watermelon. Morel mushrooms are the greatest food in the world. They're great. Yeah. And the thing is, because mushrooms act like meat. They act like meat. The way that they handle the sun and whatnot. What salt is best, sea salt or pink Indian salt? I listen. I think it's a gimmick, but I use pink Himalayan sea salt. It does have more because of its color. It's got more other nutrients and what in it, more other compounds than just sodium chloride. So yeah, but it's not from the Himalayas. It's from Pakistan. It's from I like mushrooms on my pizza. I had mushroom and onion and Italian sausage pizza. You don't like them? Yeah, it took me a while to get used to them, brother. Eggs are good. What up, Monk? Brother, iodized salt is the best in my. So I use non-iodized salt. I use Himalayan salt, but I take iodine. Lugol's formula. How to sanitize eggshells that come out of the chicken? We don't. I mean, I don't put them in my coffee anymore, but that's what people used to do, and people didn't wash them up. But I mean, I cook mushrooms for haters. That become lovers. Oh, gotcha. You got the skills. I mean, I don't do anything anymore. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time for recovery. Like mushrooms and alcohol and stuff like that. Weed. I don't do any of it anymore. I don't have to. Listen, I used to feel bad all the time, so I used to freaking get high all the time, get drunk all the time. I don't anymore. I don't feel bad anymore. I'm not chasing like, oh man, I feel like crap. Once I get a couple of beers in me, I'll be all right. Like that's the way I felt all the time. If you were, I would mix pink and linseed salt and iodized salt. If you were me, I do absolutely have Morton's iodized salt. I have like 20 pounds of ground Himalayan salt that I use, but I take Lugol's iodine, potassium iodine in my orange juice. Yeah. Pinhole glass is fixing my eyes. Or should I get out forest and see the folk? Listen. Get outside. That's the best thing you can do, and try your best. Pinhole, like you don't want your eyes to get used to seeing the cardboard in front of you too, and then staying at that. But I mean, yeah, I think anything you can do to make your body to not have to use something like that. Mushrooms absorb flavor, yes, and enzymes, they're good. Just morals for health, yeah. Drugs are bad. I'm not judging. I learned from experience, right? They're bad. Yes, they're bad. And I think most people get on them because they feel like shit all the time. And I think most people, if they actually had a good amount of B12, D3 in them, they would feel much, much better. 20 pounds, they say magic shrooms once a week, good for the brains. Yeah, like I know a lot of people in the movie industry that microdose for an antidepressant. 20 pounds. I don't want to take anything that messes with my brain. Yeah, don't do eye push-ups. Pencil push-ups. Vision therapy designed to improve convergence, the ability on the eyes to turn inward to treat conditions, convergence insufficiency. They involve slowly moving a target towards the pencil tip, such as a pencil tip towards the nose, to maintain a single focus image. So yeah, so doing that thing with your finger or a pencil, that's strengthening the muscles. What I was saying before, so that strengthens the eyes, how the eyes move to and fro. But what you need to strengthen with focus is looking long distances, then looking close, then looking half of that distance, and well, Matt, I mean, it depends how hard you're hitting your teeth. I must use psychoactive mushrooms for PTSD at work. Yeah. Listen. And you see what just happened the other day with Trump and freaking Joe Rogan. So now they're gonna allow us to have Americans to have access to hallucinogenics for therapeutical purposes. So that's a step in the right direction. Eye pencil push-ups. What pill will heal my bad breath? Smells like death. A brush fly. K2. So plaque and stuff like that on your teeth. Your gums are trying to put calcium into your teeth. But what happens is the K2, you don't have enough K2, so the calcium's not absorbing into your teeth. So it gets like under your gums and it causes tooth plaques. That's what soaks in all of yesterday's food. And so a lot of that comes from around your teeth. After taking K2 for a while, and if you have any sensitive teeth, that'll go away in like a couple of days. Pencil push-ups strengthen the brain, the visual system. Yeah, improving eye congruence and convergence. Say congruence, convergence. When I was 10 years old, I was getting my hair cut, and the barber was talking about people doing that, and he was probably 70 or 80 years old when I was 10 years old, so this was 39 years ago. And he was talking about that's what people used to do, and we were talking about, well, I was overhearing, but I've talked about this since. Like, we only focus to the closest and farthest thing from us. That's what focus is. So, but if you're in your room or in your office, you're only focusing to a wall a few feet away and a screen a few inches or a few feet away. That's it. So your eyes aren't trying to see a mile down the road and then switching back. And that's just like going through the full muscle range when curling weight or working out or bench pressing. You want the muscle to go through the full range. So they don't do that. And then we ask it to do things, Yeah. And I don't do that. I don't have the time. I have to choose my battles of how I'm going to deal with what I'm dealing with at the time. And I'm building what I can on the internet now. So I'm spending 12 hours a day pretty much on a screen. Once there was this kid who got into an accident. Once there was this kid who got into an accident and couldn't come to school. Well, it finally made out. I turned from black into bright white. How to bulk muscles fast at the gym. D3. I can't spell protein. Vitamin D3 with protein, particularly whey, enhances muscle protein synthesis, increases muscle mass, and strengthens muscle function, especially in the elderly and those doing resistance training. Daily supplementation with both can significantly improve physical function, increasing leg press strength, and reducing sit-to-stand times. So it's a steroid. It's a corticosteroid. Yeah, I got you, Brad. Pencil push-ups increase cognitive function like attention. There you go. Used to practice seeing ultra close to sharpen knives, and I was skilled at 5. Made them razors. D3 is the body for the... Yes. D3, yes. D3 is what is created when sunlight hits, the UV in sunlight hits the cholesterol in the skin. That's what's created is D3. It's a steroid. It's quite anabolic. Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely. And like you see all these people doing tren and shit all over, and they're not even healthy enough. Like, why would they not make sure they have enough vitamin D3 before they start doing other steroids? Why wouldn't you see what your body could do? And then you're building all that muscle and you're burning stuff that you don't have the nutritional. They're looking for their protein goals and their macros, but not the vitamins and minerals. Right? They're not, so then they feel bad, and then people start doing other things because they feel bad all the time. They're exhausted all the time. D3 megadoses, no, megadoses can be harmful. Yeah. D3, yes, that's it's fat soluble, not water soluble. Water soluble, you'll just pee out. You'll just pee out. It's 25%. Sorry for my bad English. My protein, bruh. My protein. All right. So, pairing 25 grams of whey protein and 4,000 IUs of D3 with resistance training showed significant gains in muscle mass in young males. High protein intake of vitamin D, so I take 10,000. This says 700 to 1,000. Significantly improves appendicular skeletal muscle and muscle strength in older adults, addressing muscle loss. Optimal timing. Studies suggest consuming the supplements either right after waking up or bedtime boosts benefits. But as Monk let me know of, D3 before bedtime can make falling asleep difficult. Is bad if you're magnesium deficient, right? Assume the position, Admiral Cowboy. Admiral Cowboy. When sunbathing, how long is enough? 30. It's hard to say. Like, okay, let's say, what's cell? So let's say, yes, right. And so I worked in the movie industry for a bunch of years. This is how I started to learn about this. Like, when during COVID, they were making sure they were giving us D3 and the B vitamins. And ivermectin. But yeah, it's what they. But the doctors that the doctors that rich people see aren't the doctors that we see. They're completely different educations, completely different everything. They don't have doctors' offices. They're on call. How to make it? Okay, so. Okay, let's see if we can find any. Three-dimensional, how much? D3D. Okay, the human body can produce 10,000 to 25,000 IUs in just 20 to 30 minutes of full body sun exposure, depending on factors like skin tone, latitude, time of day. This is a natural self-regulating process that occurs when the skin is exposed to UVB radiation. Daily potential. The skin can only convert about 15% of 7-dehydrocholesterol to pre-vitamin D3. Once you reach a certain amount, the body breaks down any excess into inactive products. The darker the skin tone, the more melanin, which acts as natural sunscreen that reduces D. 65 or older, they only get 25% of the D is held. So it changes as you get older. Is it true cholesterol helps? Yes, you need it. This is why a lot of people that are on cholesterol-lowering drugs get dementia and Alzheimer's. I gave my ex vitamin D during COVID. I gave her the D. Congratulations. Loretta's congratulating you, Space Cow. I'm a denier. I was close to losing my job for... Yeah, I didn't take that shit. Yeah. Any part of the body too sensitive to sunbathe, skin cancer, so not pale. I mean, I wouldn't sunbathe my balls. Yeah, they should be banned. Now, listen, yeah, my mother was on them believing that the doctor had her best interest in heart, and then when she got off of all of them, she went back to her doctor just to get blood tests, and he said, if you don't take something, I'm not going to see you anymore, because he can only see so many patients in a day, and he wants to make sure he's getting the most money from each patient. So he said, no, I'm not going to, you have to take something. I guess they didn't want to lose over half their employees. Yeah. That's why it's important for people to stick together. And then look, now people are asking, look, after all this trauma, what happened to the people that didn't get the vaccine? What happened? They're just fine? Okay, I guess so. Yeah, and that was you could see the mob mentality, like the mafia mentality of how you better do this. Like freaking when Biden was like, you're making me angry. Go get that vaccine. He don't care about you. He'll put you in front of a bullet in a war. Why do you think you would care if you get a vaccine or not? Your mom getting blackmailed is worse than murder because there's no fault behind it. So my mom and my dad are off of all pharmaceuticals, and they both had thyroid issues. They were given thyroid medication because of one blood test. They get a blood test, they're like, oh, you got low thyroid. Let's get you on thyroid medication. You've got hypothyroidism. Instead of giving them like 3 tests over a week to see if it changes and goes up and down or anything. No, they just give one blood test. And that's a big, so now their thyroids are messed up from taking that stuff for years. So now they take desiccated bovine thyroid. We didn't die or get cancer like, right. I didn't get into gene therapy. I'm fine, right? Why did Biden lose his mind? Did he skip his butter and ghee? Probably from the vaccine. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, poor bastard. Poor bastard, man. Could have been okay. What do you think about mail-in tests for your DNA profile? Listen, don't do that stuff. Don't do that stuff. Listen, if you want a vitamin test, I'll give you a link. It's $50 so they can use your hair or your toenails and fingernails. I'll take T3. It gives me hella energy. Yeah, I have never taken it. I'm going to try some of that desiccated bovine thyroid, though. I strongly advise you listen to your new admiral. Thank you. Yes, Admiral Space Cow. Is Barron Trump on HGH and Jackson's he's going faster than Bamboo in summer? I do not know. But whatever. I mean, I guarantee he's getting the best of whatever he's getting. Yeah. And dude, that guy's going to be president, too. You watch. If I make it that long, I am the top. As top can be. Hey, there's my chickens. This is my backyard. Mail-in DNA vitamin deficiency recommended. Okay, so I use.
What you girls doing? Making me some eggs?
This is my backyard,
and
moonshine.
Some stuff grown.
So I use Idea Labs, and they'll use, like I said, your hair or your toenails and fingernails, and that's good because it shows what your body did over a long period of time. You know, not just what happens at this moment. Idea Labs, yeah, here we go. Are you on the Discord, Moonshine? Are you on the Discord? If you got the Discord, join the Discord. Yes. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Estrogen blockers make you go past puberty, right? Yeah. Have you seen that hood farmer man handling? Hold on. Have you seen that hood farmer man handling that gooses? You can grow it. I do recall. Yep. You don't want to take that stuff. Yeah. Some people are just tall too. Some estrogen blockers are high. Yeah. Some people take a lot of. Some people have a lot of cancers and parasites that react to lower estrogen too. What will happen when Trump finally goes senile? I don't think he will. Listen. I think Biden was already senile, and that and they think that we are but I don't think he'll go senile. Listen, it's well known what causes senility. And Biden was an obvious shill. I'm a straight centrist. Like, everybody can eat my balls. I'm a 1994 Democrat. I'm not into the transitioning kids stuff. I'm not into the freaking abortions for all. I'm a financial conservative. I want more of my money, absolutely. I want less of what's going on in California, more of what's going on in Georgia, absolutely. I want good people to be Democrats and Republicans. I don't want these evil ass freaking mobsters that just want to rob the place and run us into the ground. So whatever that is, JD Vance will be the next president. I mean, if he does really good with this fraud stuff, I think he probably will. Rock and roll, hoochie coo. Rock and roll, hoochie. He'll just stare off into space and fall down all the time like Biden. I'm pro-life. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, listen. I absolutely. Yeah, I guarantee we do. Okay, let's see what Space Cowboys got here. Who is this freaking guy? Yeah, there's definitely estrogen. So what happens is when girls that take birth control, they pee into the toilet that goes into the city sewerage that goes back into the municipal water supply. That water is just filtered, and the estrogens, proestrogen and whatnot, is such a small molecule that it goes through the reverse osmosis filters, and then we get it. So there's high levels of birth control hormone. There you go. Psychotic. Jordan Peterson says the mind does this and does that, but he says nothing about the cause of it. Right. And I don't think they know. They're not trained in that. They're not trained in it. Like they don't, it's not in the medical books. Doctors and stuff, they don't go through nutritional training. Yeah. Turn the frogs, guy.
Throw stuff away. Like this toaster, it was on the street to be given away for free. Sure, it didn't work, but a solder here and a solder there. Took me literally like 5 seconds to fix this thing. Let's check it out. Let's see what my free toaster.
Both.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it cooked it. We live in a society where people just throw stuff away. Like this toaster.
Thank you, Admiral Space Cowboy. I feel sorry for people who use the new medicines first. Guinea pig. Right. It's crazy. It's insanity. Listen, we've lost the mind. People think knowledge is purchased. They think you get knowledge from school, and they're like, well, I didn't go to college yet, so I don't know this. But who wrote the textbooks? How did that knowledge get compiled? Where did the information come from? Okay, and the people that are like, I spend so much money on college, or I want to go to college for this. If you really want to go spend the money on that, why haven't you learned it for free already? And the thing is that nobody does. And if you are in a position to start a business knowing how stupid people are, and your only goal is to make as much money as possible, then it's very easy to keep people dumb. So many people have this thing. They know that they can get on the internet and find out anything. So they don't do it. But what it does to them is they think or they act like they already have that information. They act like when you have conversations with people, they act like they're like, oh, I know, oh, yeah. No, they're saying that because they know they can know. They could know it just in a few seconds by looking it up, but they don't. So these people are so dumb. But they think to themselves, oh, I've got something wrong. If I were to look this up, it would tell me to go to the doctor and get this. So then they just go to the doctor and skip all that other part. Yeah, that's a big problem. School was from the Rockefellers. Yep. All right, Siraj, brother. Have a good night. Conspiracy theory. It says the Rockefeller makes our meds from. Yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a conspiracy theory. Garbage dumpster mind. Not all information is true. Yep, that's a problem too. So here's the thing. So the American government needed a bunch of money. The government needed a bailout. The Rockefellers gave the American government a bailout. In return, oil that Rockefeller family was getting, they started medicine. They started medical schools, and the medical schools started medical licensure, which means you had to go to their schools to get a license in order to practice medicine that they taught. And then when they figured out that you could make drugs from oil, from crude, then they said, okay, and now if you prescribe people anything other than what's on this list of things that we make, you'll lose your license. And then if you and then because they were in bed with the government, they said if you practice medicine without a license, you can get in trouble. And then that's where the laws came into play, and that's what it is. That's what it is. It's witchcraft. Why would they spray us with heavy metals? A mental population wouldn't be able to give a good service there. We don't have any manufacturing in America, so we're not needed for anything but to be a tax base and a voting base. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna call it here. I gotta get my sister to the airport early in the morning, so I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm gonna hang out with her for an hour or so and then go to bed. El Salvador's president explained tax is a scam. It is a scam. Why do they need? Listen, how in debt we are. Why do they need our money? Right. All right, Loretta, Brad. All right, Moon, everybody, Admiral, love you all. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye.